guys, it's Sandy with Urban Rebel Designs in Aztec, New Mexico, and we're here for our little Friday morning fun. When you hop on, say hello, tell me where you're from, and tell me what you're working on this weekend. I've got a cute little fun project today. This is an old, I picked up my rag with it. This is an old wagon. It's like the radio flyer wagons that you can pick up at yard sales or flea markets. This one wasn't a radio flyer. This one I think was a true value and not old enough to have a whole lot of value. Hi Kelsey, and still in pretty rough shape. So what I'm gonna do is I am working on a vignette for our store fall open house, and I want to make a little hay wagon out of it. So what I have done is, let me get this set up. I'm trying to prop it up so you can see. I've already base coated the wagon with, hi Katie, gravel road. We're gonna make it look like a little hay wagon, and I had thought about using the graining tool on it, but this has a little bit of a concave shape to the sides, so that wouldn't work. So we're just going to create the barnwood look using dry brush. And I wanted to show you, if I can find my scissors. When I dry brush, I get these little cheap chip brushes, and I'm just going to cut the tips of the brush off. I'm going to do it over my trash can so I don't make a huge mess here. Hi Tammy. And I'm cutting about an inch or an inch and a half off, and I'm making it look horrible like that. But that's what we're going to use to do our dry brushing. The colors that we're using today, we're using Gravel Road as our base. And then we're going to use a little bit of pine cone because you have to have that with wood. We're also using a little bit, where am I? A little bit of drop cloth. Hi Lori. And some of my favorite, the new French linen. And I'm going to move some stuff off. Now we're going to do the dry brushing to make the old wood look on the sides and the front and the back, and I have the wheels down here, and I think I'm going to rust the wheels, and then we're going to use some wood you bend on the corners to look like the what do you call the little corner pieces, Brian, that hold things together?
The wood you bend, the appliques.
Yeah, but on the corner of something wood, you've got a piece of metal.
Oh, bracket.
Like, yeah, bracket. Thank you. This old brain gets lost sometimes. Oh, I see somebody from Albuquerque. Sonia, hey, you're not far from me. If you don't live out west, not far is a relative term. Albuquerque is about 3 hours away from us, but out here in the middle of basically nowhere, 3 hours is not bad. So all I'm going to do, I got just a tiny bit of the French linen on the tips of my brush, and I'm doing this upside down, so forgive me. I'm doing it upside down and backwards. So all I'm going to do is figure out where I am, and we're just going to start by laying down some color. And whenever I need, I am dipping out of the top of my paint jar. I normally tell you when you're painting, if you're not a professional painter that does it all day long, every day like I do, then pour a little bit of paint out into a bowl and dip from there. But I go through my paint so quickly that it really doesn't matter. And this is hard for me. I've got to flip, so everything I do on screen is backwards. Pam said, hey, Sandy and Brian.
Hello.
Pam happens to be in my top 3 favorite people on earth. And I can tell you, if you have a question about anything, she is the go-to lady. Oh, we've got another one from Albuquerque. Yay! Albuquerque in the house. New Mexico represent.
We have two from Tennessee.
We have two from Tennessee. Okay, I'm originally from Tennessee. First football game is tomorrow. So we have to work until 2, and I think the football game starts at 12:30 or 1:30. So we're going to be rushing out of here because I have to see Smokey. And I am just going to keep laying down. I'm using pine cone now. And I'm just going to keep laying down colors. If you've never tried to paint upside down and backwards and where you can't see, this lip keeps me from seeing what I'm doing over here. It's a lot of fun. You should try it. Oh, Alabama. Okay. Football, Alabama, Tennessee, enough said. Now
And
I'm
Georgia.
going to a bit of the drop cloth. Okay, Georgia. All right, I have to say, this is a secret. Please don't tell anybody, especially my husband. I kind of like Alabama. We're not going to talk about SEC football because I'll get myself in trouble. But what I have to say about Georgia is I love Aga. Oh, we got Mississippi here. We're doing good. Okay, let's see. How can I get up here?
Couple from Canada.
Oh, hey, Canada. I wish I could do that accent. The only accent I can do is a southern accent. So I'm just going to keep laying my colors on. And I do this much better when I can actually see it. As a matter of fact, I'm going to turn it around a little bit. Let's see if I can do it this way. So you can still see it and I can still see it, and I can get all my colors out here. When I do classes, there's a running joke. I like to play with all the colors. And I do. I always have, even as a kid. I used to get in trouble because I wouldn't color things the way they were supposed to be. But I have a very vivid imagination, and in my world, elephants can be magenta. Okay, so we're just going to keep laying this down. And you'll notice that when I started, I didn't dampen my brush. I'm going to dampen my piece because, oh, that didn't want to quit. When you're dry brushing, you want to get that texture. So I will dampen my piece, and now you can see how it's starting to blend.
We have one from Australia also.
Someday I will get to Australia. I'm going to put a little bit more drop cloth in here because I'm seeing some spaces that need some light. Now, I like to, here comes one of my technical terms, I like to smush colors together. That just gives you a more realistic feel. And I'm also going to add in some of our base coat, which is Gravel Road, and this is where it will really begin to look like planks of wood. So I have this side finished, and I want to move on to our stencil because I'm going to stencil hayrides on the side of it. I just have to make sure I get all my lids on the right colors of paint. So what's everybody working on? Elephants can be magenta. Thank you, Sonia. Some of us live in our own happy little world, and that's fine. Okay, so I have cut a stencil that says hayride. I cut this with my Silhouette. If you have a Cricut or a Silhouette or any vinyl plotter, you can cut your own stencils. And I'm just going to eyeball this. And because my paint is still a little damp, the only place I'm going to use tape is on this end where the E is really close to it, and that's just so when I stencil this, I don't go off the edge and have spots that I have to cover up. You're getting ready to paint your kitchen cabinets. let me tell you, when you redo your kitchen, it's amazing. I don't know why, but it always makes your house feel so much cleaner and so much homier. And when you do it yourself, you can take great pride in it. So to do the hayride stencil, we're going to use Colonel Mustard and New Rusty Nail. Is that not the most gorgeous color? I absolutely love this color. And excuse me, I dropped my sponge. We all know when I stencil, I like to use a sponge. So I'm just getting a little bit of the Colonel Mustard on it, and I'm just going to tap. I'm going to hold my stencil down a bit. And I'm not too worried about filling everything in on this, because we're going to go back with the Rusty Nail and we're going to smush colors again. So while I'm working on this, now I'm going to switch to the Rusty Nail, and I'm not changing sponges, and I'm not worried about rinsing this one out. And again, I'm just working from my cap. I'm getting a little bit on my sponge, and then I'm just going back over it. You have to forgive me, I have a little bit of the sniffles today. And no, it's not the paint that's causing me to sniffle. It's the sagebrush, and chinopods, whatever chinopods are. Hey, can somebody from New Mexico tell me what chinopods are and what they look like? Okay. So we've got our stencil done, and we're just going to fill it up. And it kind of looks like autumn leaves. I got to find somewhere to lay this. So let me turn this around so you can see it. So it kind of looks like autumn leaves, so it's playing into our theme. Now the next thing that we're going to do, if it's propped up again, I'm going to put all of this away, and we're going to start working with the wood you bend to make our brackets. Yay, I remembered the word. Hi Ellen, I see Grapevine Decor on there. So I have the wood you bend product. It's number 1675. It's a wood applique, and this is what it looks like. And I have it over here already heating on a hot plate. This is my favorite way to heat it, but you can use a hair dryer, you can use a heat gun, whatever makes you feel comfortable. Oops, something just fell. But this product is amazing, and when it comes in, it's not flexible at all. So you heat it, and I'm gonna see if I can pick one up without burning myself. You heat it, and it just bends beautifully. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use a hot glue gun, because if I put this outside, I'm going to be rolling it in and out, and I'm not so worried about it. Thank you, Dixie Belle. I appreciate that. Repeat. Chinopods. I think that's how you say it. I'm originally from Tennessee, so these are all new allergies for me. But today, I'm going to use a glue gun, and I forgot to turn it on, so it's going to take it just a second to heat up. And what we're going to do is we're going to put these on the corners. See how lovely that bent? And then I'm going to paint them in copper, and then I'm going to, oh, hi from Scotland. So my background, my ancestors are Scots-Irish. Mother's maiden name was Hamilton. We have a castle. So welcome. But I'm going to paint those copper, but instead of using the patina spray to patina it, I am going to use some of the gilding waxes. And see if my glue gun has heated up yet. And no, not quite. Give me just a second, I apologize. I always forget something, but while we're waiting on that to heat up, let me give you a little helpful hint. When you're using a glue gun, it gets hot. And when you get the hot glue on you, it burns and it blisters. Keep a bottle of lavender oil. It's just lavender essential oil next to you. If you get burnt, put a drop on where you get burnt, takes it right away. It's amazing. This is a little trick that I learned from a friend of mine. Okay, see if this one's gonna heat up. It's gonna take it just a second. The light's on and it has a battery.
Got someone from Maltese Islands.
From Malta? Wow. Okay, you're not gonna think this is funny, but my little boy dog is a Maltese and he is the love of my life. Aside from my husband. I tell people there are 3 things in my life that mean the world to me, and they're in this order: my dogs, my husband, and my business. He knows he's second. He's sitting over here laughing at me. So you've never heard, oh, okay. Hey Amanda. Amanda, help my glue, it's heated up now. So now I am just going to take one of the little wood you bend pieces, and I am just going to put a little bit of hot glue on the back. And because the pieces are warm, that helps your glue not set up quite so quickly. But you're going to see, and I just burnt myself, when we get this on the corner, it bends beautifully around this corner. Now I am going to have to pop this one back off when I'm finished because I haven't done the ends yet and I need to kind of make those match. But I wanted to show you, and just that quickly. So we have, oh this is big, our little bracket up here. And it looks like, so if it starts to pop off like this and you need to hold it on more, that's fine. You can lay it back on your hot plate or use your blow dryer. This is good. I'm gonna put this one back on the hot plate for a minute. And let's grab this one. So if you haven't seen the Would You Bend products yet, find a retailer. You can go to, I think it's wouldyoubend.com and find a retailer, because this stuff is the bomb. Okay, I'm just gonna have to hold this for a second. And I missed something. Somebody said exactly what I was thinking.
It looks like a drill. Pretty cool glue gun.
Yeah, it is. It is a Ryobi. I got it at Home Depot. Actually, the sweet man sitting over here got it for me for my birthday. If you know anybody, or if anybody knows me, you know I love my Ryobi tools. And I think I have just about everything made. Okay, so I think this is going to be on well. And all we're going to do now is we're going to take, if I can find it, our copper patina. And I'm going to take a small artist brush. The Would You Bend products, they're made with wood fiber and they're suspended in something, I can't remember what now. But you can paint them, you can stain them, you can pretty much do whatever you want to with them. And I have to tell you, since I found this product, I am obsessed. I used them on the refrigerator that I did. I even did a wedding bouquet with them. Now, you could paint these before you put them on, but I didn't know if the paint would crack with it being on the heat. So I'm gonna wait till I get it put on.
Cindy Dixon loves your wreath.
Hi Cindy, thank you. That's one of the classes that I teach. I also have some videos on YouTube on how to make wreaths, how to make bows. I think I'm a little ADD because I get obsessed with everything. And I love anything DIY. Okay, so I have this mostly done, and you see how that looks like a little bracket that's going to be holding all of our faux wood together. And then try to get that to dry some before I go in with my gilding wax. And I have the number 1 chip brush that I'm going to use with the gilding wax, and I just want to age this a little bit. It's going to be very subtle. Now I love to use the patina products on furniture, and I do it quite often, and I like to use the spray when I do that, but I have discovered that with the gilding waxes, the Dixie Belle gilding waxes, you can get a gorgeous patinaed look. See that? Without using the spray. It's a lot quicker and it's a lot neater. No one touches my supplies either. I walk around all day going, don't touch my stuff. I know where everything is. I say I am creatively organized. If you are creative, you know a creative, or especially if you live with a creative, you know that organized to us means different things. I know where all my stuff is. Thanks, AJ. So here we have, if I can pull it up, we have our faux wood sides, and we have our little bracket that we use the wood-you bend. Now all I have to do when I get off of here is finish up the wheels, put the handle back on it, put my fall-themed watering cans. I have a milk can that I'm working on and some oil cans, and then this will be my little fall vignette to sit next to my front door. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to post them here. I try to go back throughout the day and answer any questions that I may have missed. You can follow me on Facebook at Urban Rebel Designs. We just got our new revamped website up. It's urbanrebeldesign.com, no S. And you can also follow us on Instagram and YouTube. Okay, Deborah, I'm glad I'm not the only one. Okay, creative chaos is a good term, except I know what I'm doing. You all have a great weekend. Post pictures of your finished weekend projects, and we will see you next week. Right down to